A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant and unprecedented turn of events, widespread protests erupted across Ukraine on July 22, 2025, following President Volodymyr Zelensky's decision to revoke the autonomy of two key anti-corruption agencies. This controversial legislation, fast-tracked through the parliament, has ignited public outrage and raised concerns among Ukraine's international allies. The protests, which took place in major cities including Kyiv, Lviv, Dnipro, and Odessa, marked a rare moment of dissent directed at the Ukrainian government, rather than the ongoing conflict with Russia. President Zelenskyy signed the bill into law late Tuesday night, granting increased powers to the Prosecutor General, a political appointee akin to the U.S. Attorney General. This move has alarmed citizens who have long relied on the National Anti-Corruption Bureau, NABU, and the Specialized Anti-Corruption Prosecutor's Office, SAPO, to combat corruption among public officials, regardless of their political affiliations. Critics argue that this legislation represents political retribution, particularly following recent charges against a former deputy head of Zelensky's administration for money laundering and accepting bribes. The protests were a clear expression of frustration and fear among the populace, who defied martial law restrictions on public gatherings to voice their concerns. Demonstrators carried banners and chanted slogans demanding transparency and accountability from their government. Many citizens fear that this shift in power could lead to a regression towards authoritarianism, reminiscent of the previous administration under pro-Russian President Viktor Yanukovych, known for his close ties to oligarchs and corruption. The European Union, a crucial supporter of Ukraine amid the ongoing conflict with Russia, expressed deep concern over the recent legislative changes. EU Enlargement Commissioner Marta Kos condemned the parliament's vote as a serious step back for Ukraine's aspirations to join the EU. She emphasized that independent bodies like NABU and SAPO are essential for Ukraine's path towards EU membership, underscoring the importance of the rule of law in the ongoing accession negotiations. In response to the public outcry, President Zelenskyy acknowledged the anger among citizens, stating in a social media post, "We all hear what society is saying." He emphasized the necessity for state institutions to function effectively and to ensure justice. While he claimed that the anti-corruption agencies would continue to operate, he also suggested that they needed to be free from what he described as Russian influence, without providing further details on this assertion. The backdrop of these domestic tensions coincides with ongoing peace negotiations between Russia and Ukraine, with a third round of talks scheduled to take place in Turkey. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov confirmed that the Russian delegation was en route to Istanbul for discussions focused on peace memorandums and potential prisoner swaps. However, Peskov tempered expectations, stating that Moscow did not anticipate any miraculous breakthrough in the negotiations, as both sides remain diametrically opposed on key issues. Russia's demands include significant concessions from Ukraine, such as territorial relinquishments, abandonment of EU and NATO ambitions, and a reduction in military capabilities. As the conflict continues to unfold, the political landscape in Ukraine remains precarious, with the recent protests highlighting the delicate balance between governance, public sentiment, and international relations. As the situation develops, many are left wondering how these events will shape Ukraine's future, both in terms of its fight against corruption and its ongoing struggle for sovereignty in the face of Russian aggression. The coming days will be crucial as the government navigates these challenges and responds to the demands of its citizens, while also maintaining the support of its international allies. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.